Got just like one curl standing up.
Greetings, everyone. This is your girl Celestine. I want to welcome you tonight to my Know Your Neighbor. We are at Know Your Neighbor number 24, where we get a chance and opportunity to know the people that labor amongst us, know the people in our community that are close to us, and know the people that are in our community far away from us. And I am streaming live here from Brooklyn, New York, and I'm here with my special guest, Tasha Xi, and we're going to introduce her in a moment. My name and Little Bear, we cannot forget Little Bear, and my name is Celestine. People seek me for my expertise on gemstone jewelry, beauty products, and sustainability. As for times like this, so I want to thank everybody that is coming into the live video. And as you're coming into the video, we appreciate you sharing this video out with your friends and followers. I'm just gonna edit the privacy so you guys can share it publicly, which I just did. And so you can share it on your pages. Great. So as you're coming in, you can indicate the city and state that you're hailing in from. I'm in Brooklyn, New York. Tasha, you are where? What state are you in?
Virginia.
Okay, in Virginia.
Virginia.
Okay. Yep, so we got Virginia in the house, Brooklyn, New York in the house, and we want you guys to indicate what city and state that you are in as well. I'm going to go live on Instagram. I almost forgot to turn the thing on. On Instagram, you won't be able to see us, but you'll be able to hear us. So if you want to, if you're on Instagram or you have an Instagram page, you can let your friends know. Give me one quick second to put this up. I almost forgot to put that up. And that won't take a minute again. Okay. Okay. So yes, I'm here tonight with Tasha Xi, and Tasha Xi is someone that I met at the No Grandma Killers tour in Atlanta, and we got a chance to actually meet online through. I just started following her, and I like the information that she was sharing about it in the video, her genealogy through the last name, and history about our culture. So she's here with us tonight. She is a historian. She's a genealogy specialist, and she's an entrepreneur, and probably much more that I don't even know about, which we'll discover on tonight. So, Tasha, say hi to everyone.
Hi, everyone. Wingapo. Say Wing. It's greetings in Powerton.
Wingapo.
You say Wingapo too?
Great.
Little Bear. And this is Little Bear.
Yeah.
You say hi.
Hi.
Say hi, Little Bear.
I'm Little
We can't see you. Say hi. Oh, there you go. There are those handsome dimples.
Smile.
Great. So,
there you go.
Tasha, a thought just came to me. What tribe do you know what tribe you're from?
Yes, majority of my ancestors are from the Powhatan Nation, and it's like a whole bunch of tribes within that.
Okay.
My great grandmother was Mattapanai, and her husband was Mattapanai Pamunkey. That's on my mother's side. My dad's side has Nottoway, Wendock, and some Cherokee too as well.
Okay.
Oh, and also oh my goodness, the Narragansett too. We found out we're related to a line of chiefs from the Narragansett.
Oh wow, okay. Narragansett, is that Boston? Where's that at? Narragansett. I heard that.
We were like, how do
you
get down to Virginia?
Okay.
Yeah, New England.
Okay. Cool. You know what? There's a stop going out to Long Island from here,
Mm-hmm.
and it sounds like that same name. So I wasn't sure. But we have the Shinnecock here, the Shinnecock Reservation here. Hey guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people.
So Instagram, we are live on Facebook if you want to see us. But if you want to stay on Instagram, I'm talking tonight with Tasha Xi. She's a historian. She is a genealogy specialist, and she is an entrepreneur. So we're going to learn about her tonight. So just listen on in and put your comments. If you have questions, you can certainly put your questions in the comment section. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So so Tasha, did you always know that you were American Indian? And just before we go on to that, maybe you can talk about the difference, I'm sorry, between Native American and American Indian, so our audience will know what the difference is.
Okay. Well, Native Americans or anybody born in America and, whose parents are from America. American Indian are people who are related to the original inhabitants of the land, people who signed treaties, people who are listed in legal documents saying that they have the original ownership of the land. So that's the difference. I mean,
Great.
over the years, some people have chosen to be called Native Americans. Those are usually people on the reservations, and that's kind of a new illegal identity that they took on. Can you sit down?
Okay.
You can't be on the camera.
Okay. So
I'm
then,
sorry.
that's okay. So would that be so would they the people that call themselves Native Americans on the reservation, would they consider themselves to be Native American as well as American Indian, or how do they go about that?
Some people believe they are. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Great. So, Little Bear, did you want to say something?
You have something to say, Little Bear?
Give everybody at home a hug.
Oh,
okay. That's nice. That's great.
Here,
That's
some
great.
people have headphones.
Yes. So, how did you discover that you were? Do you refer to yourself as American Indian?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So when I was little, this was like after I first saw the Roots movie, because they actually made us watch this in school. So I was always told that, we were Indians, or at least part Indian. So I went to ask my grandmother and my great grandmother about it. I was asking them about our Indian heritage, and I was asking my great grandmother because she's very dark skinned, and they put the assumption in our heads in school that because someone is dark skinned, they have to be from Africa. And I was asking her, what do you know about our African roots? And she laughed at me. And she was like, baby, we are not African. We're from right here. We always been here. We've always been here. We're in probably southern part of America, but we migrated up here. We're always in America. That's what she told me. And I'm like, this lady is crazy. She's talking about Mexico. We come from Mexico. I'm like, but she's black, quote unquote. So this is like in the 90s when I asked her this question.
Okay.
And then she started telling me our oral history of our family, coming from priesthoods in Mexico and migrating up to Virginia, and all these stories I thought was crazy at the time. And then when I got older and started researching, I see that she was right. And then she's like she was a housewife. She was, she had a part-time job and stuff, but it's like she's not a historian to know things. And now I'm seeing that all these historians and archaeologists are proving what she said right. So that kind of started me on my journey.
Okay.
Yeah. So before she died, our last conversation, she wanted me to write a book for people. And that was like 2006, and I still haven't done it. I feel bad, but I started the research, and my research
Do it.
coming from that has been helping a whole lot of people. So I'll
Wow. So
eventually get
I
to
it
it.
cut out on my end. I'm not sure if it cut out on everyone else's end. So she wanted you to
Oh,
start to research what? What did she?
the family,
What did?
the family history.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, because we were talking about the Roots movie. You gotta stop making a lot
Right.
of noise, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a kid, and I just ate some ice cream.
Sit over there then, because they can't hear.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
So
So
yeah, that's
okay.
what got me started. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's
So you
like
were
I
about how
started my
old
journey.
then? Uh-huh.
I think it was, I can't remember. It was 2006. So I had to be, I
Okay.
was adult then, probably early 20s.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. So
Yay.
Well, nowadays we know that Roots is a hoax, right?
I'm telling you, I had to find the hard way, like when I started researching.
Yeah.
And then, like when I worked part time in a bookstore, Roots was in the fiction section. So I was trying to figure out why that was. What are you doing, baby?
Mm-hmm.
You're doing too much. You're messing with stuff in my bookshelf. Okay.
So, Little Bear,
All
why
right.
don't you tell us? You went. I saw a video of you and Little Bear, and you guys went to one of the mounds, in Virginia, right? So, why don't you tell us a little bit about your trip, Little Bear? Tell us about those steps that you went up. What did you do when you went on the trip with your mom?
I had
You had
fun.
fun. You
You
walked
had
up the
fun?
stairs, right? You know how big the rocks are?
Yeah, I really wanted to walk up the stairs. I got the first layer of stairs was it, but then there was just a whole bunch. And I was like,
You want to tell them about the roots that were made into stairs?
oh,
What did you think? You thought it was people that made it, right? People,
no, I thought it was natural.
you thought it was natural. Oh yeah, you were playing the skeptic in the video. He's doing his little dissertation like he's the skeptic of what I was saying. But
Oh, wow.
you had
So, yeah, go ahead. I noticed
Have
that
fun.
you said our people were so innovative that we use the roots of the tree as steps before
right,
even steps were
right.
even thought about or maybe considered. Well, it was their
Yeah,
steps, the
because
roots.
because on the hill it's muddy. So if you're walking down, you're going to be sliding, and you might hurt yourself. So we took the roots and we kind of twisted it into the ground so that you have kind of a footing. Can you sit
Wow.
back? Because you're distracting people. Yeah.
That's why I
Wow.
didn't want to sit back.
Okay, we'll just stay down there then.
I
Yeah.
would be.
Oh, that's good.
Well, you gotta
So,
because people are signing off because they're
so,
distracting.
so now you're on that journey of finding out your genealogy. Are you planning on writing a book or anything of that to fulfill your grandmother's request?
Yeah, eventually I'm gonna do that. I'm just really collecting a lot of the actual documents.
Mommy's favorite animal is turtle.
Okay, because a lot of the elders are not able to go out to all these places and do that. But you know, they know and they pass down the information to me. So basically what I've been doing is confirming the information.
Okay.
Backing it up. They're scared, you know, a lot of our elders are scared. Like my great grandmother told me they were called colored. They couldn't identify as their tribe. They had to identify as colored or they would be killed. Right,
Wow.
I have to go to another.
So that's here we are, what, 50 or a little bit more than 50 years later. This happened in the 60s around Martin Luther King. Was that before King or after?
This was before King. So
Okay.
you know, she's from Virginia. My people are from Virginia, so we had to deal with all the Walter Plecker stuff and the erasure of culture and heritage. And pretty much, a lot of them were scared. They went underground. She was talking about how they would use the churches to keep some of the cultural things alive. So I'm going to do a video on that soon about the stuff that she told me. But churches, they were able to hold secret meetings after church, speak their, you know, their old language there. Some of the churches has the Bibles with their original tribal identity. Some of them have tribal names in those as well. So
Wow.
there's a lot in there.
Hold on one second. So yes, Instagram. We are live on Facebook on the Celestine Wilson page. So if you want to see the video, thank you for the question. If you want to see the video, be sure to come over to Facebook under Celestine Wilson. 1 second.
Go there.
Yeah.
Go.
So right. So yeah. So as we come today, most of us are tell us a little bit about the paper genocide from Walter Pleckert during that time.
Oh my God.
So there's a guy in the early 1900s, I believe probably around 1920s, 1910, named Walter Plecker. He was in charge of the vital statistics in Virginia. And he was also a big part of the eugenics movement, which kind of inspired Hitler and these other eugenicists around the world. Like Hitler actually went to one of his conferences in America before all the stuff with, before World War II stuff. So that's just giving you all a background of what type of person he was. And if you don't know what eugenicist is, you can look it up. They believe certain groups of people were deemed inferior with their ethnicity or race, and that's including even European people. It's not all, people of color that they thought was inferior. So they were trying to create the Aryan race, or can you stop it? Or a superior race that in their eyes. And that's all they're making these documents, passing laws to create their agenda, basically. So Walter Plecker was he was like number 3 in charge of all of that stuff. And he was basically trying to erase the Indians from America, saying that we're all extinct and recategorizing us as Negro. Can you stop that?
Wow. So that's actually kind of what's going. Some people could say that might be going on today. Population control.
Yes, for sure. That's what it was. It was for sure. So he was moving up in the ranks after he put a lot of laws in place in Virginia. So
I was trying to see if I can turn it up some. Okay, there we go.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, so Walter Plecker, he got his karma, if you believe in karma, by being hit by a bus. And then after that, they passed the American Indian Act, I believe that's what it's called. So American Indians became citizens of the United States, were able to vote, and a lot of people come out of the closet, so to speak, then, and they felt a little bit safer that they could claim their heritage. A lot of tribes were established, but also in that same period, they can't see me, baby. Yeah. Also in that same period, darker Indians were excluded from a lot of things.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so during that, and that's why a lot of the tribes look fairer now. So those people were the main ones. They got a heads up about what was going on, and they reassembled a lot of tribes under their families. And families were not really the top families at the time. Certain tribes, like mine, who were descendants of the actual chiefs, were kind of locked out. Because they're going by 1910 rolls and 1920 rolls and things.
Wow. Yes. So, told off in the chat said he wished he was driving that bus. Oh boy, how you doing, Tolof? And welcome everybody on Facebook and on Instagram. We're live here talking with Tasha Xi, who's an American Indian from a variety of different tribes. They're not like some of the pale face would try to lock you into one specific tribe or of that. You know, it was just a relationship through the tribes that you become affiliated to be in more than one tribe, right?
Right.
Now, I think I heard you on one of your videos talk about like the Powhatan people. What is that the story of the Smith from the movie the Smith family that came, the European Smith that came, Pocahontas. Yeah, John Smith, right?
Yeah. See, that whole thing that Disney did was just totally incorrect. They actually contacted some of the tribes before they made the movie, and they told them the real story, and they completely just did what they wanted to do. So John Smith and Pocahontas never had any type of romantic relationship. They have more like an uncle and niece type of relationship, because what a lot of people don't know, John Smith was actually crowned, if you want to so to speak, he was actually crowned as one of the Powhatan chiefs, because in our eyes, the Sex will be like a new tribe that's joined under us, and we kind of got bamboozled out of that one. So he was supposed to have control his people in Jamestown and report back to Chief Powhatan and Chief Wahan Sanaka, which is one of my ancestors as well. And that really happened. And then he got injured and he didn't tell us. That's when the Anglo Powhatan members happened. So it's a lot of misunderstanding. But he's kind of turning into the bad guy now, but in reality he wasn't.
Okay.
He had a good backstory to him. He was a refugee.
Wow. So, all right. So, can you talk a little bit? Oh, so can you talk a little bit, because with the name Tasha Xi, how does where does the Xi part come from, and is that in relationship to the Olmecs that are that we're familiar with?
Yes, that's where it comes from, the Xi Olmecs. Like I was saying, with my great grandmother, she told us the history of our clan, our tribe, and that we came from Mexico, from those people down there, the Xi people.
Okay.
So that's why I used the name. Like, you know, back when I was they used to call me Tasha X, because I was always talking this conscious stuff, and I didn't really even understand the whole concept of it. So they call me, they joked and called me Tasha. Of course, I was with the glasses too. Tasha X. Here goes Tasha X. So I changed it to Tasha Xi. I didn't want to seem too militant, you know.
But it fits right with your bloodline, which is good.
Yeah, represent my bloodline.
Yes, represent. Wow, so that's cool. If you guys have any questions for Tasha on Facebook or Instagram, and I'm hoping now that I took the earplug out that you can hear on Instagram, but if you have any questions, you can certainly put your comments in the question section. So Tasha, can you talk about, can you tell by someone's last name where they possibly could be from, or maybe maybe talk about a few of the last names of people that are American Indian, that may not know that they're American Indian, and may think that like names like Jones and so forth are slave names?
Yeah, some of that's the biggest misconception that we have, that our surnames are slave names, and that comes from that whole Alex Haley Roots thing. And like I said, Roots was in the fiction section when I worked in the bookstore, so that's telling you And he was actually sued for stealing from a fictional novel to create his book. So, and then Virginia genealogists proved that that's not his real genealogy. Those people don't exist. The only person that existed in his genealogy was his kid. So you lied. And oh, turn. Okay, you gotta
That's okay. Can you touch a little bit about some of the
yes, like you said.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. He's been a kid.
He's a kid, right? Do you know how to go out on this thing?
So while Tasha's doing that, I just want to, you guys, if you want to know more about what Tasha does, you can find her on Facebook under all of her platforms. I think are all the same name: Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube under Tasha Xi. And just as you see it on the screen there. So you can follow her on those platforms. You can even catch some of her old videos on YouTube, which they might be old, but they're still relevant to what that they're still relevant of today, you know, as far as last names and genealogy. Even like I saw this video that she did of like the pine tree, you know, the pine tree, and they have, you know, they drink, you can make it as a tea, medicinally speaking, and so forth. You know, things that I've learned just by watching some of her videos. So you can certainly check her out on those specific platforms. But you want to talk, oh, wow. So, hi, T. Young Noble just said, T. Young Noble Sagu, I hope I'm saying your name right. Forgive me if I'm not. Said Alex Haley was Aniyu. I don't know how to spell it. I'll spell it. Aniy. Cherokee descendant. Wow. So he just killed his grandma.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The only real person was his grandmother. His family was a little upset about the book because he excluded a lot of their information, and he was making up Kunta Kinte, and that name has been proven to be Choctaw.
Wow.
Kinte or Choctaw. Yeah, so.
Wow.
Hey, baby,
wow.
The game messing up.
So, okay, you wanted to talk a little bit about the surnames?
Yeah. Yeah, so like you were saying, Jones, the Jones surname is associated with many Powhatan tribes in Virginia. Turner is another name associated with Powhatan people, the Mattaponi people, as well as the Nottoway people. And then, you know, some of the people intermarried. So some of those names are going to cross over. Gibson's and Anderson. There's a lot of surnames that are in multiple tribes within Virginia and North Carolina, because a lot of the North Carolina tribes actually migrated from Virginia, which some people don't know. So a lot of them originally from, you know, like the Tuscarora, the Lumbees. Lumbees consist of a lot of people who are descended from the Pamunkey tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the tribe that was there was just call it Croatan, a satellite tribe from the Pamunkey.
Mm-hmm.
So,
wow.
Yeah, you said Alex Haley's a grandma killer. He's exactly a grandma killer.
Yes. I'm glad you can see the comments too.
Yeah, he left his Cherokee grandma out and started making up African ancestors and paid a grunt and to make up and lie about a story about Kunta Kinte. And that name is Choctaw. So it's kind of a joke on us. He definitely he went out the way. Yeah. He even tried to go on a boat and travel to West Africa on the boat and he couldn't make it. He didn't survive. He couldn't make it. He thought he was going to die.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when him having to food and everything. They had to
Wow.
stop his little test run. He was trying to prove something. And he almost died on it.
Right. Wow.
He's definitely a grandma.
I find it's really hard for a lot of people to believe that we are native to this land just based on what we're told from so-called outside sources, as opposed to just listening to our family, members. I've started on my genealogy. So far, I'm up to my 5th great grandmother on my mom's side. So I mean, so it's a process. And I was fortunate enough to have a book that my family left for me on my mom's side of the family to kind of give me some clues and a little bit of history, because a lot of them were from South Carolina, Newberry, South Carolina, which I believe a lot of Germans migrated there, and then some of them eventually scattered out to different places, North Carolina, Georgia, Detroit, Connecticut, and stuff. So yeah, it's definitely a journey. For those people that question, hey, Urban Essentials, for those, hey, P Parker on YouTube. So for those that want to be able to read about, can you recommend some books about maybe showing us that we are Native American, or we're from this part of northwest or west area of the world?
Yeah, it's so many books. I put together a book list because people have been asking me for years. So people that if you are on my Instagram, you can see in the link in the bio. I have, I think it's 3 different. Wait a minute, how many lists I did? I think I did 2 lists, and then there's a 3rd one coming out for people who want to find more books. The books, any book from Jack Forbes with a lot of good information. He's a descendant of the Power.
Oh, okay.
He has a lot of good information. And he looks like the native people, but he's, he was one of the main people who put out information confirming that we were American Indians, how color. Sometimes we can go on the looks of these people because they were lighter. We can't just because some of them are working hard. So we have to kind of root for us and not try to root against people so much when we further in our journey. I know some people are just learning now and they're kind of, proud of their heritage, and they're kind of, upset about things, so they're excluding other people. But
so I have a question. I'm sorry. I have a question on Instagram. Somebody said, what tribes came from Mississippi?
Mississippi Choctaws. There's other smaller tribes, Natchez. What's this other tribe? I can't remember all the tribes off my head, but the main confederacy that they were under was the Choctaw.
The Choctaw. Now, there's a different spelling of Choctaw. Can you spell it for me?
If you want to look for your records, like genealogy records, you're gonna have to look for the Choctaw, so CHOCTAW. But the original name was Shatta. Like Shatta,
which is spelled CHATA.
ATCH, I think. I'm not good at spelling without.
Okay, CHA. Maybe there's TA or something like that.
AHT. Yeah.
Great. I'm glad you guys can hear on Instagram. Yay. And so I'm sorry, Ben, you were talking. You were. Let me let
Oh,
you
I was
finish
talking about
talking.
Jack Ford. All the books from him are good. I know I was talking about. I just started talking because people wanted me to talk about the American discovery of Europe, and he has a book talking about that as well. The Pirates didn't have a world history about it. A lot of Algonquin tribes talk about it because they said our tribes were the ones who actually went and colonized Europe, which is a big secret that a lot of people do not know. So
Oh,
you will
that
see a
we.
lot of similarities. Yeah, you will see a lot of similarities with the Celtics, the Picts. I was talking about those people. Druids, different tribes, their spirituality, you'll see that it's almost exact to a lot of the woodland spirituality. The reverence to the oak tree, the use of sage and things like that. Sage is only, I mean, is only indigenous to Asia and to America. So why are these people using sage and things like that? Some of
Mm-hmm.
the aspect of that, how they do the spirits. Some of the people wearing the deer head antlers on their head for shaman. Yeah, yeah, they have a similar deity with that same with those antlers, so
Right.
they have
I
different
have
names.
I have a pendant that has a deer antler on it. I'll have to show you that.
Mhm. So
Yeah.
those they thought that the deers have a certain magical, so to speak. We didn't believe in magic, so to speak, here, but
Right.
to say that our we're listening, we're going through colonized. I guess we're using colonized words to explain something that's been here for a long time. So
Right. And some of the so-called deities of the Native Americans were maybe the spirit of the animals. So a lot of them were
yes,
named
the
after the
animal spirit.
animals.
Yeah. So we have the new age people kind of regurgitating our old ancient stuff, calling it animal spirit and shamans and all that. We shamans here, they weren't called that. So we're kind of, the Europeans are taking what they had taken from our heritage and remix, and then bringing it back and remixing it to this new age stuff. But a lot of it's ancient stuff that they're using over again, and they're
Wow,
making
I
it
have
super
it.
spooky and scary because, yeah, they want to do it for yourself. They don't want a lot of people to know it.
Do you know what they used to call themselves before shamans?
Pals. That's where we get powwows from.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, the word goes all the way back to Mexico, PAU, POW, and
Wow.
it's been
Okay.
integrated into. Yeah, it comes from the Nathal language, and it's into the Algonquin language, and it goes, and that's what powwow comes from. The Narragansett people, like I said, I'm descended from them too. Were the first, and they look just like us. They were the
Oh,
first
wow.
ones to host. Yeah, so a lot of people are saying, I don't go to powwows. That's for natives. That's for, that's not for Aboriginal indigenous people. But we created the original powwow. And
Yes.
basically, it was a
Yeah.
gathering of these people, which the Europeans call shamans and leaders, conjurers, and medicine men and women, and regular people
Mm,
too, because they were
right. Wow. So,
the
T
people that
Young, he
look
spelled
like
Chata.
powwow.
Huh?
I'm saying people that look like us, our complexion, and were the people who started the powwow. So I know people have a negative view of it, but it's our
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Wow. So I'm coming to you Instagram 1 second. I saw your question up there, but so T Young spelled Chata CHAHTA Jigsaw
Mhm.
CHIKSHA, and and he also said that certain animals were considered sacred.
Right,
So
right. And that's where we
that's
get the
good.
clan, from. So the clans were our family names. So if you're a Turtle clan, Turtle would be like your surname, right? And Bear clan, and some of
Uh,
the surnames today, like Brown, comes from the Bear clan. Brown, like brown hair.
Hmm. So we have a question
Internally,
or Mhm.
so those, yeah, so that's how we got our surnames a lot of times.
Okay.
Somebody had a question?
Yeah, on Instagram, they said one of my family surnames is Turner. Can you repeat what you said about Turner? What tribes are they from? That was from
Um,
uh, Make Me Better, better
okay,
event.
I'm gonna do the Mattapanai great grandmother who told me that information is a Turner. So she was a Turner and a Jones. Turners were in different tribes in Virginia, the Mattapanai, like I said,
Mhm.
Wyandotte tribe, which is another Powhatan tribe, the Nottoway tribe. And there's actually a book on my book list about the Nottoway Turners, if you want more information. Edith
Mm,
Turner was actually the chief of the Nottoway, right? A sister. She was the chief of the
mhm,
Nottoway, Edith Turner. So a lot
mm,
of Turners come from Edith.
mhm,
And she had children of her own, but then she also adopted. So at that time, even if you were adopted into the tribe, you were a full enrolled member. You were considered a full blood member. So we didn't do all
mhm.
this
We
blood
didn't
transfer.
discriminate.
So no, so people like Queens and the Woodsons are also were adopted by her, and I'm a Woodson as well, so I'm a Turner and a Woodson.
Hmm. So make sure you follow her
And they
on.
also I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, make sure. I want to make sure that Make Me Better Better event. Follow her on Tasha Xi on Instagram. It's TASHAXI
Underscore XI.
underscore XI.
And
Thank you.
also yes, and subscribe on YouTube. I'm going to be doing a video on. I'm going to do a video on the Turners and on that book soon. So please
Okay.
subscribe so you'll be able to see it.
So she said also to follow her on YouTube, and she's going to do a video on the Turners soon and the book of the Turners. So you can make sure you subscribe to her YouTube channel and her Instagram as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so Urban Essentials said she's a Turner as well. My maternal great grams. Okay, who knows? You guys could be related. And Urban Essentials also said that they went from Tennessee to Alabama to North Carolina.
They might have originated in Virginia to Tennessee because that's how a lot of people from Tennessee and Ohio and places like that originally come from Virginia, even Mississippi. So when people do their genealogy and they cut off in the 1800s, they might be cutting off a whole bloodline. So you got to keep digging. I always say on my YouTube, keep digging, turtles.
Hello, Ronnie Sumler. Oh, I'm saying that right. Thank you for coming in. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you joined us. I'm not sure if that's Ronnie. I'm not sure.
He said, "You're a history nerd." Oh, I'm a history nerd too. Definitely a
Yeah,
history nerd.
they said they saw the topic, and it was interesting, and they wanted to come in and hear the video. Well, we're glad you joined us. Hi, Prophetess Tammy. How are you? Thank you for coming in. Thank everybody for coming in. So do you can you recommend? Okay, when it comes to there's a question about. I mean, it's my question too. And I've looked at some books like the one you recommended, the Oriental Masonry, which talks about Atlantis and America and America being Atlantis, and which people have a different ideology on where Atlantis is so-called supposed to be at, and so forth like that. Based on your studies and what have you. Thank you, Sade. Sade, she's keeping me on my time schedule. But No, but it's all good. I think what we're talking about is
Oh,
really
you got to marry
interesting. So,
jewelry soon.
yeah,
Yeah.
but after we do this live video, guys, stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a live video presentation. So I have some indigenous jewelry that I've been collecting and working on, and still more to come. So I want to share some of that with you as well. But based on your studies, Tasha, oh, Urban Essential said birthplace was Virginia. Then some said Tennessee. So what you were saying, she is corroborating. The person that was saying that, yeah, yeah. Tasha knows her stuff. Yeah. But
And this
so
for
you're
since 2006 at least, you know.
say that
I've been doing the
again.
research since 2000. Yeah, I was saying I've been doing this research, especially genealogy, since 2006. So
2006.
some of the some of the
Yeah,
stuff I come across for research.
14 years. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have to reteach myself because what I thought I knew,
Yeah.
I didn't know. I don't know. It's like I have to kind of start all over, and it's been like not even a year yet. You know, there's so much information and stuff to learn. And I did see your book list. I saw you posted on YouTube, and when you go to Amazon, you can see the entire book list. And she has a book list. What do they do when they go to Amazon for you? Do they just type in your name?
You should be able to. My store should be able to pop up, I guess.
Okay.
But also, if you're on Instagram, I have the list, and I'll post it again on all my platforms. But on Instagram and my bio, I have a link to.
And she has a book list of books that you can read. I had just a few of them, but yeah. So okay, so
like you said, one of the ones that's good to get was it's called Africans and Native Americans by Jack D. Forbes. And that's one of the ones to start with. And then Kerry Davis has his African Americans Ain't African. I think I put it on there. I'll go back and check and see. I don't know if he's on Amazon.
Yeah, I have that. Keep talking. I'm gonna grab a couple.
Rajeen has one. I think it's called the Black American Handbook, and she has a lot of information. That's for complete starters, people who still think they're Black. She's kind of breaking down everything for everybody, so you can get started and understand that we are part of these ancient people here. Even some of the people who believe that they have African ancestry, it's almost, rare to be completely African. You probably have some indigenous American heritage in there somewhere. And these leaders, these so-called Pan-African leaders, a lot of them look to be on all these different ethnicities. So even if you want to keep that identity, you're still a part of us. So it's good to find out who your real people are, who your ancestors are by name, and if possible, try it, because it's very hard. So, don't feel too down on yourself, because a lot of us, with all the information we have, took us years. So it might not happen overnight.
Yeah, so when I interviewed Kerry on the show, he had this book, African Americans Ain't African by Kerry Davis. This is a good read. And it even questions.
Kerry started a lot of us to,
Okay. And he has a group called African Americans Ain't African on Facebook and on Instagram too. Yeah. And okay. So someone said, how can they begin on their family's genealogy? Before we get into that,
it's good to start.
Yeah, I want to just share two more books, and then you can. Yeah.
Start with the information that you have, and then start asking ancestors about the information that you have, not ancestors, elders about the information that you have. Sit
Right.
with them, get all the information that they are willing to give you. Don't pressure them, because sometimes, like I said, they couldn't say that they were Indian for a long time, so they might, about giving out that information. But get as much information you can from them, and then start your tree on familysearch.org or ancestry.com.
Mm-hmm.
Just start information. Make sure you save those trees too, because they delete trees a lot. So it's good to
Mm.
make backups of those.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they not. It's
definitely.
really a lot of people do not want to connect the dots, because a lot of us are descended from these chiefs, and we're related to royalty in Europe, nobility in Europe, that were cast out and hijacked basically for the position. So it's a lot of with that too,
Yeah.
because a lot of those people look like us when they're melanated people in Europe that was in control. So
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna, when they tell us that we're 12% European and all this stuff, they're not necessarily talking about so-called white people who look like us. And you can see that with their clans. They have clans over there as well, which is your surname. Your surname is your clan name. So you go back and look at your family crest, and you will see the little dark skin. Those are the original nobility.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So, Tasha, this
Sorry.
book,
Oh,
yeah, still there. So, this book I
uh-huh.
got from your list, um, which is called "The History of Ancient America into the Interior of Columbus, Proving the Identity of the Aborigines with the Tyrians and Israelites." See if you guys can see
Mm-hmm.
the title of that book. So
Right.
that was one of the books on her book list, and the other one that I had the title was so similar. Wait, is that the one?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I forget which one, because there's two of them. This one is The History of America Before Columbus, according to documents and approved authors, Volume 1. No, I think this is the one I got from you. I think this is the one I had. Let me see if I can
Okay.
show you that one. But they look similar because it looks like it's a what do you call it? It's a scanned book, right?
Right. Yeah, those are the
Yeah, they're
scholar editions. Yeah.
right,
So they're re-edited.
right. Oh, so yeah, I was gonna say, what does that actually mean that they re-edited? So does that mean they take some of the information out, or all the information is the same?
It might be the same information, but they updated something. So, some of
Oh,
the things, like maybe the way that is, sometimes they're describing people a certain way. They might have changed that,
okay.
or added new information to whatever the argument is.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, so I think we answered your question, Urban Essentials, about genealogy. She said she's been so busy gardening. I get it. They're killing me with
That's
this
good.
Kamala Harris crap.
Hmm.
And they need to say Hindu Indian in relation to Kamala, because she's definitely not American Indian. In fact, she's not even black.
Yeah, she's not for us. Right. She is not for us. No, I don't believe she is.
So, okay, let me just make sure I
Somebody
got the person.
again.
Yeah, hold on one
Sorry.
second. Let me just finish here on Instagram. Okay. Oh, somebody said Kelly Davis' book is the truth. The original young noble said Carrie's book is the truth. So we have another question on Facebook. It says, another question. There is a lot of backlash in the scientific community of Black people claiming mestizos, the culture What is your opinion on this?
I believe that's our culture. Like I just told y'all, my family history or our clan coming from Mexico, Mesoamerican. They know the people down there know that the original people look like us. They know the Olmec heads were us. Some of them are us. Some of them are just mixed people. That's why they're mestizos. A lot of the people do not know the original history. Okay, but there's some of them that are mestizos who know who the ancestors were. And there's a thing in Mexico where people say the quote unquote the black grandma in the closet. A lot of those mestizos have a grandma that looks like us in the closet. So they know they're claiming that culture and that's their culture, but they know what their grandma look like. So those are other grandma killers in Mexico, right? They know grandma. And then they have this racist term that's I don't know if I can say it on the channel. You're on YouTube? Okay, it's called, they say,
No, I'm
mayate.
just
So this racist term against us called mayate. Look at the beginning of the word. It says Maya. And the word is talking about a black beetle, okay, a dark beetle. In the first part, you put it up, Maya, for the Mayans. So they know who the Mayans, the dark skin. So don't let those people fool you. And if you actually go down to Mexico, like some of the people I know have been to Mexico, and talk with the tour guides, they will tell you the Olmecs were like us, okay? They were dark skinned people. They will tell you that these Olmec people went to Egypt and colonized that place and started that society. Some of those people came back. So these people who are not educated in the subject. Some people have a racial stereotype.
So Ronnie says, thank you. I just lost my grandparents last year, so I feel like they took a lot of information with them, but I still have their stories. Well, that's great. I'm sorry to hear about your loss of your grandparents. But yeah, that's great. But I think that's the first place where you can start. If you don't have any information, just start with your family. Start with your mom, your grandma, your auntie, your uncle, your cousins, or whatever. Somebody has information. Even if they don't have it all, you can kind of piece it together by starting there, and do the same thing on your dad's side as well. There's always, there's, and then you can. I have ancestry.com. I haven't even been to Family Search. Is it familysearch.com, Tasha? Tasha, is it familysearch.com? That's the other website?
Familysearch.org.
Oh, .org. Okay, yeah. So I haven't even been to Family Search. That's okay. All right.
Yeah, my mic got cut. A big error came on.
So, okay. So Valerie, I hope you saw the first book. Just give me an indication if you saw it. I put it, but it's called African Americans Ain't African by Kerry Davis, and I think the website is called African Americans Ain't African .us, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. And Kerry Davis is on he's going to be with us on some dates on the No Grandma Killers tour. So we have a tour where we're getting a lot of indigenous people, some of the top people in the community, and we're going around city to city, giving out this information, telling people about their culture, doing genealogy on the spot there, so you don't have to pay extra. So you have genealogy problems, you buy a ticket, you come listen to our spill. You buy some jewelry from Celestine if she's at the event, and you can connect with other people like you. Some of the people have similar journeys as you, so that's the whole beauty of it. And we're celebrating our ancestors, even though it says no grandma killers.
Wait, you're muted. Take yourself off mute, Tasha. Maybe you want to say that again. I think you muted yourself
Hello?
out by
Can you hear me
accident.
now?
Yeah, I can hear you
No,
now.
it's the
So,
computer. I'm not touching. Yeah, it keeps
okay.
muting me.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
we're basically celebrating our ancestors in the tour.
talking
hear me?
about the No Grandma store. Yeah, I didn't hear.
Yeah. So we're promoting, indigenous businesses like Celestine's business. We're having,
Thank you.
other vendors there as well.
Yeah. So,
I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on. I'm having errors. But yeah,
I'll say it
we're
for
basically
you.
going to town. Yeah. So usually what we do is we're like when we're in Georgia, we did the history of Georgia, the indigenous history of it. I did the indigenous slavery in Georgia, showing people that showing a 10-year period when they possibly could have brought African slaves to Georgia. Phoenix Moon did a build on the laws. Johnny Aboriginally also did a different genealogy and of New Orleans and Georgia and other places in the South. So we're just bringing all these different, and then in the background, we're doing like if we're not on stage, we're doing genealogy and helping people. So me, Phoenix, Moon, and Johnny Aboriginally, we're all doing genealogy there. Callie, who's interviewing people. He was helping us around in the background, a whole bunch of people. It was really great. Carrie Davis got her award. Blue Feather got an award. So it was really nice to celebrate those people who really put in a lot of work behind the scenes and bring a lot of people together.
Yes. So Make Me Better event said Dr. Ephraim. Said that Dr. Ephraim just did a new YouTube video today tying the household group E1B1A to the Americas. Are you familiar with Dr. Ephraim?
And I've heard of. I'm not into their research. Yeah, I've heard of them. She said that they're presenting another halo group.
Yeah, a haplo group. E1B1A to the Americas. So it sounds interesting. So you can certainly check it out.
Yes.
Yeah, and if you want more information
Dr.
about
Fatudara, she put that information out. Yeah,
okay.
Dr. Fatudara, she actually put that information out last year. So, okay. What they do is once we start putting the information out, then they go behind.
Yeah. But I would definitely encourage you to follow online on YouTube. There's a No Grandma Killers tour.
We have the No Grandma channel on YouTube.
Grandma Killers tour. Yeah, and go to the website, the No Grandma Killers
and the No Grandma Killers
.com, right? .com. Yes, you can find out all the information there. For Texas. So Tasha is one of the coordinators along with Phoenix, and I'm not sure who else is helping with that, but you can find out information there, and you can certainly follow them both on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and just get all the information. In fact, Phoenix did a great build on law this week, even with a Pan-African, where they were talking about how both of our identities are being hijacked. So you can learn more information from there. Let me just make sure. Okay, so I think that's all the questions. Did I miss anything, Tasha? I know you're on there too. I got a lot going on here.
I don't think I went into the mestizo question enough. I think I got distracted. But they were asking what I feel like lash of the actual backlash of it. And it's really they're really trying to hide a lot of stuff from us. And Dr. Clyde Winters, even though he has a different ideology than me, He believes the people came from Africa, but he believes that it was, he says, quote unquote, Black Native Americans here who were the Olmecs, who built a lot of these civilizations. And mainstream, though he is academic, a lot of the mainstream scholars are in disagreement because they don't know the information or they're trying to hide it.
Wow. Sorry, Instagram, we got cut off. Our time limit was up.
So, oh no, that's a lot of stuff going on, the technical difficulties.
Yeah, but it's all good. So Instagram, make sure you follow Tasha Xi. That's TASHAXI underscore XI on Instagram, Facebook, and as well as YouTube. Follow the No Grandma Killers tour, nograndmakillers.com. To find out information about the tour that's happening in Texas on Labor Day weekend. It's the 5th and 6th. Yeah. Is it the 5th and 6th? Okay, and then is that a Saturday and Sunday? Yeah. Okay, so make sure you get the information. There's still time to get your ticket, and I think even if you can't be there live and in living color, you could. There'll be live stream tickets that you can buy. Online, right? Because last year we had an overflow. We sold out all the physical tickets, and they do practice social distancing. But
that's why we sold out. So you have to get your tickets now. You have to get them online because we're not selling them at the door. So you got to get them out so we can make sure that we can accommodate everybody.
Yes. So Tasha, before we go, tell people about your cosmetic line.
So She Naturals is basically, it's a natural line, but I'm using a lot of products that Indigenous Americans use, which other lines do not do. They're using a lot of products from Europe and Africa and, ingredients in it. So I'm trying to keep it like what our ancestors used, what our elders used. So, the natural hair grease, it doesn't have petroleum or mineral oils in it. That's actually healthy for your hair. It's going to help your hair grow. Get our hair back to our ancestors. Our ancestors used to have the same hair texture, but they would have very long hair. So that's what I'm trying to get back to.
And that's good. And so the website for her cosmetic line is XI, which is shenaturals.com. So you can go there and get more information from Tasha Xi. I'm sorry about that, guys. Thank you for coming in. The time limit went out on Instagram, but you can get more information about Tasha Xi's cosmetic line at Xi Naturals, which is XINATURALS.com. And you can watch the whole video. Why don't you follow me, Romancipator, on Facebook. I'm going to leave the video up so you can see the video from start to finish. With Instagram, it only goes for about an hour, and you can see the whole video. It'll have to be in 2 parts on Instagram, but you can see the entire video on Facebook at Celestine Wilson. Thank you for coming in, Romancipator. Tasha dropped out, but let me see if I'm going to give her a few minutes to come in. Hello, Indigo Clinic. In case you guys are just coming in, my name is Celestine. People seek me for my expertise on gemstone jewelry, as well as beauty products to nourish the skin and the body. And you can find myself and my products at the Celestine Collection. .com. And right after this video, I'm going to be doing my live presentation with a few of the I've been working on some indigenous pieces that I think you guys might like, feathers and turtles. And I have a few pieces that I want to share with you on tonight. Tasha does indigenous products. I know she has clay, she has hair grease. I know she even talked about bear grease, BEAR grease, that some of our indigenous people use in their hair. And you know, back then they took care of their hair. You know, their hair was long. You know, they always had the long braids on each side, or had to pull back or out in some way, form, or another. So let me just text her to see if she's coming back in. I know she was having some internet challenges, but if not, I'll try to come. One second, guys. Okay. So I just text her. Let me see if she's coming back in. But hi, you doing, Indigo? So make sure you guys sign up, or if you want to learn more information about NoGrandmaKillers.com tour, you can go to NoGrandmaKillers.com and find out about the tour that we're having in Texas, which is going to be Labor Day weekend. So you can sign up for that. If you can't be there physically, you can. If you can't be there physically, you can do online screening tickets. So you have a chance and opportunity to be a part of it, even if you can't be there physically. And then I know there's going to be another one in Virginia in October, probably for Indigenous Day, which is like the second weekend or the second week, or maybe the first week in October. So they don't call it Columbus Day anymore. I believe they call it Indigenous Day. And there's going to be another tribe there, as well as the NoGrandmaKillers.com event there. So I didn't hear back from Tasha, so I'm assuming she's having some challenges getting in. But I want to thank you guys for coming in on tonight. Thank you for my special guest, Tasha Xi, for coming in and sharing her information of our history, of our genealogy, and her entrepreneurship. So make sure you go follow her on all her social media platforms at Tasha Xi. That's TASHAXI. Tasha Xi, or Tasha_Xi on Instagram, and then I think it's Tasha Xi on other platforms. Hey, we were already here, so thank you guys for coming in. I will be back. I don't know, Creole saute. I'm not familiar with that term, but let me write that down so maybe I can get back to you on that. That's Creole saute. I'll have to ask Tasha on that. So thank you guys for coming in. Oh, she's here. She's back, I think. Yay. Glad you made it back. Hi, little bear. He's sleeping.
Laying down. Oh no.
Oh, so if you want to just summarize your products, I was just telling them, I told them the website, and if you want to talk a little bit about any more of the products you have, you're welcome to do that. Oh, wait, we had a question, Tasha. Are you familiar with Creole saute? CREOSOTE.
Saute? No, I'm not familiar with that. Creole saute.
Yeah, she says, what do you know about the health benefits of Creole saute? We're not sure, sis. We're not sure.
Sign off.
Creole food.
Sign off.
Okay, go sit over there.
Sign
You're
off.
not gonna be quiet. Well, a lot of the Creole food comes from the Choctaw people, which a lot of people, or the Choctaw, whichever way you want to say it. Gumbo
Okay.
and all these different foods come from that culture. So a lot of the ingredients that they're using, the indigenous people use. The whole style of one pot stew comes from the woodland cultures. So
Mm-hmm.
like the Brunswick stew and different stews like that, clam chowder comes from woodland culture. And we've been making those foods.
Wow. That's good to know,
So yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we have so much more to say, but I'm not going to keep you any longer. I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate Little Bear for being here, and I appreciate you, my audience, on Facebook as well as Instagram, and we appreciate you coming in. Guys, don't forget to share this video out. You might touch someone else's life that might need this information. And of course, don't, if you are watching this video on the replay, you can certainly put your comments in the comments section. And I'll tag Tasha if there's a question that I'm not familiar with. I'll tag her in the video in case you have a question about it. And so the sister said about the Creole saute, she said it's also called chaparral. Chaparral, Chapparral.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure. I'm not Creole, so I don't know. I just know that Choctaw culture is, has a lot to do with the food that they eat in New Orleans and the other tribes.
Okay. Great. So thank you guys for coming in. Thank you, Little Bear, for being here with us. And thank you, of course, Tasha. You said what?
He needs to go to sleep.
Oh no! Thank you, Instagram. If you want to see the entire video, you can go on to my Facebook page under Celestine Wilson or the Celestine Collection. Thank you, guys. And thank you guys on Facebook for coming in. And you guys have a wonderful evening on tonight on Facebook. Peace.